dapat maging makatao ang budget natin for 2027.
Second.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, patungkol po doon sa ating budget allocation for social sector, nabanggit po natin kanina na ito pa rin po ang nananatiling pinakamataas na sektor sa ating budget. Bagamat kung titignan po natin, mayroon pong mga departments na nominally ay kinakitaan po natin ng pagbaba, katulad ng DepEd, DOH at DSWD. Ito po ay alinsunod doon po sa ating consideration sa kanilang mga ongoing implementation ng kanilang 2026 GAA. Kabilang na nga po dyan, ang malaking bahagi po halimbawa sa Department of Education ay yung kanila pong still hindi pa nagagamit na pondo para sa mga classroom. Kaya kasama po dun sa ating consideration dahil alam po natin na ito ay ipagpapatuloy pa nila hanggang 2027. Nagkaroon po tayo ng evaluation kung magkano lang po muna sa classroom, pero definitely hindi po zero yung classroom provision for 2027. At isang factor nga din po dyan, dahil hindi naman po natin idinadagdag doon sa comparison ng DepEd budget, for instance, yung nabanggit ko po kanina na nakalatag na PPP project for construction of classroom building. So ito po ay nakalatag din na i-implement sa 2027. So kung atin pong susumahin at isasama po ito sa equation, ay karagdagan pa rin po ito sa DepEd budget. Patungkol po sa DOH, gayon din po sa DA, yun pong bahagi ng pagbaba ng kanilang budget ay attributable doon din po sa kanilang mga infrastructure projects na under 2026, katulad po ng kanilang HFEP ng DOH at ng farm-to-market roads ng DA, na during the time that the budget was being prepared ay hindi pa nila nasisimulang i-implement. So the DBM has decided na i-maintain yung kanilang level kahalintulad ng level ng HFEP at DA sa 2026 NEP dahil po batid natin na yung kanilang implementasyon ng HFEP at Farm to Market Road ay magsispill over hanggang sa 2027. Pero patungkol po doon sa ating mga kaguruan, sa atin pong mga health workers, buo po yung ating provisions. Kabilang na po dyan yung patuloy na pag-create ng mga additional positions, both teaching and non-teaching, yung ating expanded career progression, gayon din po yung ating health workforce allocation ay nananatili pong buo po ang ating suporta po dyan. So Madam Chair, Your Honor, yung nominal decrease po on the budget of these social departments are primarily attributable to the continuing allocation po nila galing sa 2026 dahil hindi pa nga po nila ito nasisimulan, inaasahan po natin na magsispill over po ito hanggang sa 2027. Patungkol po doon sa budget ng ating mga state universities and colleges, talaga naman po yung ating atensyon ay nandyan. In fact, kung babalikan po natin, Madam Chair, Your Honor, yung atin pong top 10 departments for this year, if you may have noticed, sabi ko nga po sa aking mga kasama sa DBM, this might be the first, if not the few times that higher education is reflected separately from basic education. Pinapakita lang po nito na hindi po natin kinailangang ilump yung totals ng education sector para lang masabi natin na ito ay yung may pinakamataas na alokasyon sa GAA. So ibig sabihin, basic education itself, malaki po yung ibinuhos natin dyan, dagdag pa dito yung ating higher education. At katulad po kanina, nung sinasabi nating example, minsan po kasi hindi lang yung GAA or NEP allocation yung mahalagang tignan. Sa higher education po kasi meron tayong tinatawag na special account in the general fund na ginagamit natin or yung HEDF para pang suporta, karagdagang suporta sa ating mga HUCs and colleges. Kaya nga po, we would like to share to the committee rin po na sa tulong po ng GAA ng 2026 na naipasa, in fact, we have already released yun pong SARO para po masettle na natin yung free higher education arrears na naipon natin for the last 3 academic years. We would like to report to Congress na nai-release na po namin ang SARO nito sa Commission on Higher Education. Kaya po makakaasa po yung ating mga state universities and colleges na matatanggap na po nila ito mula sa CHED. Hindi lamang po ito galing sa GAA. dahil bahagi po nung nirelease natin na halos 10 billion pesos na pambayad ng arrears natin sa FHE ay nanggaling po doon sa special account na Higher Education Trust Fund. So ito po ay on top of what was allocated into the GAA. At dahil po tayo ay masasabi nating nagbayad ng utang no, na 3 taon po sa ating mga state universities and colleges, ito po ay karagdagan na kanila pong magagamit. Hindi lang po hanggang December, kundi magpapatuloy po ito hanggang 2027 para po matustusan yung kanilang mga pangangailangan sa operation ng mga state universities and colleges, makapagdagdag ng additional na infrastructure, academic buildings, laboratories, and equipment. So ito pong 10 billion na atin pong inauthorize na ma-release as of last week ay inaasahan po natin na maida-download ng CHED sa ating 108 state universities and colleges starting probably this week dahil nasa kanila na po yung authority to spend for this. Madam Chair, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sa hinaba-haba po ng sinabi ni Secretary, lumalabas pa rin po na sa 2027 NEP natin, nandyan pa rin po yung mga budget cuts at wag nyo po kaming dadaanin doon sa press release natin na dapat ang budget makatao dahil malinaw po na hindi yan nire-reflect doon sa NEP natin. Susunod ko po na katanungan, Madam Chair, nakapatungkol po sa DepDev. Paulit-ulit po na sinasabi at pangako ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, magaganda nga po yung adjective na ginagamit nyo eh. More jobs, quality jobs, better jobs. Bago po tayo pumunta doon sa mga datos, pwede nyo po bang ipaliwanag o i-characterize itong mga trabaho na lilikhain o nililikha ng budget na ito at ng sariling plano ng gobyerno?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. The data that we presented are based on nationally representative surveys that we periodically compile and do through the Philippine Statistics Authority, and they show us these surveys show us different types of work and different types of workers. No, kaya makikita mo dito yung mga klaseng trabaho na nag-i-improve at hindi nag-i-improve. At sa kabuuan, gaya ng pinakita ko this morning, if you look at the last 15 years, so yung matagalan na nag-i-improve yung labor market conditions natin in terms of that, bumaba yung employment, underemployment. Yung nga lang, yung as I said, showed also this morning, yung the last 3 quarters medyo umakyat uli na yung unemployment, but we believe that is transitory as we are and we go back to the long-term trend as soon as we recover from the sharp slowdown. So yun ba, hindi gawa-gawa yun ho, base sa data, no. Ngayon, yung budget na we presented also this morning aims to improve upon that by focusing on sectors that when they improve, when they do well, they do better, could improve the quality of jobs. Kaya kanina mag-focus tayo, sabi ko sa balikan natin yung industriya para makapag-create ng jobs, balikan natin yung ability natin to compete internationally by focusing on our exports because doon tayo dehado compared sa other sa mga neighbors natin. And if you look at these types of industries, ito yung mga nakakadala sa quality of jobs that I was referring to.
Thank you po, Madam Chair. Magandang nabuksan po yan ni Secretary Balisacan. Dahil po kahit yung pangako na better jobs, more jobs, quality jobs, hindi rin po totoo yan sa kasalukuyang sitwasyon. Sa PDP po, the government plan to generate 336 to 396,000 jobs in manufacturing jobs in 2025 alone. Pero po, Madam Chair, lumalabas mismo sa report, manufacturing employment, minus 177,000. Industry employment, minus 226,000. Tapos yung services, nakita po natin, merong uptick by 413,000. So lumalabas po, Madam Chair, hindi totoo yung pangako ng administrasyon sa pag-provide ng jobs. Kasi dapat nating itanong, hindi lang dapat lumilikha ng trabaho. kundi anong klaseng trabaho ang nililikha. At lumalabas po ngayon, Madam Chair, dun sa mga datos na nakikita natin, walang quality jobs na nakikreate. Mostly retail trade at elementary low-paying jobs. Tama po ba to, Secretary Balisacan? Pwede niyo po bang banggitin sa amin ano yung mga retail jobs, retail trade jobs at mga low-paying elementary jobs?
Doon sa statistics natin na pinocompile natin, uh, we make a distinction between mga wage and salary workers and other types of workers, lalo na yung mga what you call informal and the retail and the trade na sinasabi natin. Yung wage and salary workers kasi na classification ng or type of workers. Ito usually what we consider better quality jobs kasi dito these are usually in the organized sectors jobs at na ito 8 to 5 o mga more regular, more permanent. Hindi yung mga types of jobs that are available only for 3 hours or 4 hours a day or ano. So, and if you look at that data in the last 5 to 10 years, nag-i-improve yan yung quality ng workers na yan. In terms of the proportion of those type of workers in the total workforce, we can provide you the data to support that. Ito namang mga sales and trade na sinasabi natin, these are usually the clerks, the service workers, and ito, as alam natin, mga kung minsan, mga clerks, mga half a day lang nag-work yan, or mga service workers, yun ang kinakapture ng data natin na underemployed. But even there, if you look at the data ng underemployment natin, kasi na pinakita ko kaninang umaga, in the last 15 years, or even if you focus on the last 5 years, nag-i-improve yan. Ang exception nga lang, itong last 2 quarters and 3 quarters nga na. As you rightly pointed out, tumaas. But I said, if we are able to succeed in recovering from the sharp slowdown and get the economy growing fast again, we should be able to recover those losses. And that's the thrust of the entire proposed budget, to recover us faster from the sharp slowdown.
Madam Chair, maganda po na nabanggit ni Secretary Balisacan yung percentage of wage and salaried workers in private establishments to total employed workers increased. Meron din pong bangga agad doon sa targets and accomplishments. So una, yung target, unambitious na nga. Yung actual pa, stagnant. So for 2025, ang target 51.4 to 52.4. The actual is 50. So ang ibig sabihin lang naman nito, Madam Chair, itong datos na lumalabas, hindi talaga lumilikha ng mga trabaho na dekalidad, may maayos na sahod, merong security of tenure, yung gobyerno natin. Marami po sa mga trabaho na yan ay retail trade at elementary low-paying jobs. Yun po yung pinatutungkulan natin. Ngayon, maganda po na binabanggit ni Secretary Balisacan, merong mga proposed na mga reforma para lumikha talaga tayo ng mga trabaho. At doon po patungo yung questioning natin, Madam Chair. Ano ba yung focus relative to the 2027 budget? Ano ba ang focus ng gobyerno para lumikha ng mga industriya, para gumawa ng mga trabaho na dekalidad, hindi low-paying, hindi elementary, kundi mga high value na mga trabaho. Kasi hindi naman po natin, Madam Chair, po pwedeng laging sabihin, merong trabaho, trabaho, trabaho. Ang punto natin dito, hindi lang sapat na merong trabaho, kundi ang trabaho ay dapat nagbabayad ng maayos sa ating mga manggagawa at talagang nakakapag-ambag sa development ng mga industriya natin. So, last clarification, Madam Chair, kay Secretary Balisacan.
Yes, thank you very much. That will be the last question for Kong San Fernando. Sec RC, please.
Thank you, Mr.
reply.
Chair. That's where we completely agree with you, Your Honor, that what we need for this country to move forward is the generation of quality jobs, better quality jobs. And precisely what we are doing, focusing for the last years of this administration is on faster execution of programs and projects, particularly on those programs and projects that are so critical to the generation of jobs. Una na doon is yung quality of infrastructure, particularly sa energy, for example. If the cost of energy, Your Honor, is high, there's no way that you could generate a lot of jobs, a high quality of jobs, because your manufacturing would not be able to generate good enough employment, and especially for exports. No? So we need to address the what we call the critical constraints to investment and growth. Infrastructure, number one, ease of doing business, number two, then what you call this, the loss of confidence and trust in our institutions, and that's what we are trying to recover from. Kaya yung budget is precisely framed to speed up our recovery. And that's what we should, and recovery